Hello there and welcome to the Out Time Film Podcast, where we talk film, TV, games, and all that jazz like there's no tomorrow. This week we're talking about Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore, the final Fantastic Beasts film. It's the last one. No more. More after this.
Is it?
No. There's two more. My name is Tom and as always I'm joined by my co-host John. So the question really is, does this film fix the franchise?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. We talked about the last two films, so if you want to hear our thoughts about them, you can watch them, or just basically the first one's pretty good, the second one is atrocious. It's bad, man. Spoilers ahead for this one, but I agree, this does not fix the franchise.
I just can't put into words how much I just sat there just like watching it, as it's like the pain was just like going across my body, the heart, the brain. The eyes were just like still like fixating. Like that scene, like Clockwork Orange. I don't know, like
yes,
they
put and
like,
they have the eyes. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty accurate. I mean, straight off the bat, if the first film was like a beige film and the second film was gray, this film is just black. It looks horrific. It's just sludge. It's like CGI sludge, and it really has no visual flair. And it was like so distracting. I really hoped that this film would look good.
Yeah.
I've said this before about this franchise, but David Yates, we got to give him a break. He's a tired man. He's directed 7 of these, and they're beginning to look just like absolute trash. I don't know who the DP is, but put more effort in, please. Like, I did not like how this film looked at all.
No, it was just so horrifying to look at. This is just a disaster. Nothing was interesting to me, nothing visually interesting. Should we just go from the start then? Should we just go from the most weirdest bit ever? Dumbledore was just chilling in this cafe, and then he meets Grindelwald, and he's like, you got the blood pact? And he's like, yeah, I do. And that's it. That's the whole thing.
It's so confusing. Where are they? This cafe sets on fire at the end. At the very end of the film, Dumbledore and Grindelwald duel in this kind of mind palace place. So is it like the mirror dimension in Doctor Strange? Is it like a reflection of our world, but made with the blood pact? Like, what is it? It doesn't make any sense. They don't take the time to explain this. So I talked about in the last film, I think the best part of the last film is Dumbledore, just as a character. And I think that this film, in this opening scene, it does carry the best of the last film. I really liked this scene. Yeah. Seeing these two lovers, first of all, the fact that they addressed the love that these characters have for each other, and they didn't hold back. Like, I'm not expecting them to start kissing because they're not in love anymore. It's a complex relationship. But the fact they addressed that was great. And the way that these characters came back together after so long, it was a really intriguing way to start the film. And I think that Mads Mikkelsen owned it as Grindelwald. I don't think his writing was always the best, but I think he was really good in the role. Like, when he sits down and he starts telling Dumbledore about the stench, the smell of muggles, and you see this hatred in him. And I thought that was just so well done. And I really did appreciate that stuff.
I agree. That opening sequence, like, as you said last week, I don't know, the week before, about that scene in Heat, where De Niro meets Al Pacino. It kind of gave that vibe, but it wasn't really, that dynamic between them. But it did give like a sense of, their relationship, what they've been through. And I thought they greatly established that.
I think they only meet twice in the film. Why aren't they, like, these guys are essentially the main two powers of this war. They are ex-lovers. And their relationship is so complex and there's so much to say. And they only meet twice in the film. It's a real missed opportunity because we spend the rest of the film doing some really stupid stuff. This film, I could cut out 40 minutes of this film and it would make no difference. Like, there's this whole sequence with crabs where Newt has to save Theseus from like these crabs, and he has to do this whole mating dance thing. And it's very clear they're just trying to replicate what they did in the first film, but it has no plot relevance. It has no character relevance, and it doesn't matter. Like, it could be cut out without anything. And it's so jarring. It's so tonally inconsistent. It killed me, man.
Can I just point out, the sequel, The Crimes of Grindelwald, and then we got The Secrets of Dumbledore. These films don't focus on the things as much. They just don't, okay, Crimes of Grindelwald, it doesn't focus a lot on Grindelwald. Secrets of Dumbledore, there's no big secrets about Dumbledore as a character. I mean, Jude Law played so well as Dumbledore, and I loved him as a character. But what the heck was the title? It says The Secrets of Dumbledore. What were the secrets? Was he his brother? Oh yeah, his brother. I don't know. I just don't want to go on to it about it.
It's very interesting. You're so right. In this film, the only secret Dumbledore has, at least to the audience, is that Aberforth has a son who is Credence. It's not a very good secret.
No, it's not a good plot twist at all. I was just sat there. I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, after 4 years of waiting, that's what they give us. It wasn't very good. And the funny thing is that if you think about it, this film should have been called Crimes of Grindelwald, and the second film should be called The Secrets of Dumbledore. And here's why. Because in The Crimes of Grindelwald, Dumbledore the whole time isn't moving. And the whole time, every scene with Dumbledore, people are like, hey, why aren't you fighting Grindelwald? And he's like, oh, I can't tell you that. It's a secret. And at the end of the film, you find out that he can't move against Grindelwald because of the Blood Pact. That is Dumbledore's big secrets. And in this film, Secrets of Dumbledore, Grindelwald commits so many crimes, and not only is he completely exonerated for those crimes, but he proceeds to commit more crimes by trying to make himself like the head of the wizarding. Why is this film? This film should be called Crimes of Grindelwald.
I was in pain. Okay, and then can we just move on to the scene where I just don't know why they have to involve a beast into this whole thing. It's just so jarring. The chillin', Bing chillin'. I'm sorry, I have to say that meme. Throughout the film, like they say chillin', and there's a meme of John Cena saying Bing chilling somewhere in this thing. And every time they say it, I just laugh out, just like chilling, Bing chilling. I'm sorry.
They're getting down with the kids. They gotta keep it fresh. They gotta keep it hip.
Oh my god, who in their right mind thought, hey, let's name this beast a chillin'?
The chillin' represents this huge problem. The whole time they're like, we've made this huge problem that the series is called Fantastic Beasts. How do we incorporate beasts in? And they do it in the most jarring way possible. The whole narrative cruxes around this one chillin' that they have, or I guess these two chillin'. Hold it together, John. Hold it together. This chillin' that they have to use because Grindelwald wants to be the head of magical society. And in order to do so, these beasts will bow to you to prove to people that they are worthy, that they are have a good soul. I think this is so lame. We have the opportunity here to do what is essentially Wizard Hitler. We can do fascism, and represent it in such an intriguing way. You can do what the Star Wars prequels do, which showed Palpatine easing his way into power, slowly getting more and more of it until he has the power and the influence to just spread these lies and create this dark empire. We have that exact opportunity here, and they don't do that. Grindelwald is in power for 2 seconds, and then he's gone. It would have been the coolest sequel setup.
It just goes nowhere. It's just going. I don't know how they're going to set up the two other films. Why would you finish this on a most underwhelming note and just hey, Grindelwald's no longer the head of wizardry, yay! And they're like, no, wait, but that could have been a really good sequel. You know how they're going to explore that? No, they're just hey, the chillin'. Hey, everyone, do you remember the chillin'? Yeah,
the classic beast, everyone's favorite character, the chillin'.
You got my knee slapping.
It honestly, why these last two films have literally moved nothing forward. We are at the same point we were at the end of the only difference is that Grindelwald isn't in captivity, but Crimes of Grindelwald and Secrets of Dumbledore have done nothing for the overarching narrative. We are exactly where we were at the end of Where to Find Them. It's stupid. Oh my god.
I'm going to talk about one frustrating thing. So Newt finds the chillin', and then somehow, I don't know, Credence, I forgot that Credence was in this film, and he's played by Ezra Miller.
Yeah, not a great time to Ezra Miller at the moment.
Yeah, and somehow Credence finds Newt and the chillin', and he just kills it. And there's a chase sequence, and then somehow the case can walk.
The case is a crab. Everything is a crab, I guess.
I hate this now. The crab. And the weirdest bit was they just take the children, and then the mother has twins. Yeah.
Yay.
Twins. Oh, God. That's the most lazy writing. And then we get the title card after like this beast he turns into like this hot air balloon and then just flies. Oh God,
Sure.
I had like
why not?
I wanted to die. I just did not want to watch this film anymore after I just saw that beast just like flying away, somehow carrying newts. And then I just went, why would you set that up for the title card?
I have to say, all three films do know how to drop their title cards. Like, despite you're completely right, it was a stupid scene. But despite that, when the title came up and the main theme played, I have to say, the music is still great. Like
I agree.
It's so cool. But this film, I have nothing but good things to say about the music in the other two films. But this film, the music's still great, but it leans so heavily on nostalgia. I didn't really recognize any new compositions, and it was disappointing. The amount of times that they play the Harry Potter music, I wanted to bang my head on a wall.
Oh,
this film jams nostalgia down your throat. It's not cute like it wasn't in Crimes of Grindelwald. It's horrendous.
I thought I was getting paranoid. I was like, am I keep hearing the Harry Potter theme over and over again? When the room of requirement, and I keep hearing it's like, there it is again. I keep hearing it. Where is it coming from? And then, oh my God. I thought I was trapped in hell. I was like, I'm watching it. I was like, what am I doing? What?
Yeah, they really love, not only do they love giving us things that we already know, but they break canon as well. You know, like in the books, Dumbledore doesn't know about the Room of Requirement. So this like completely breaks that canon.
What?
Oh yeah, not to mention the fact that McGonagall is teaching at Hogwarts in the 20s, and in Order of the Phoenix, she literally says that she didn't start teaching until the 50s. So just nothing matters anymore. None of it does.
Oh my God.
Don't worry, John. This is only fan fiction.
Oh my God.
This isn't real. It's not real. God. None of it.
My brain just went blank after the title card. I think what even happened after that?
The whole kind of thing is
they
have to assemble the team. Everyone's favorite characters. We're bringing Newt back. We're bringing Jacob back. We got Theseus.
Oh my God.
And new character Lally, who is not a character. And of course, everyone's favorite, Bunty. I know you love Bunty, John.
Bunty, oh my God! Ah! This whole bit where Jacob goes back to the bakery. Jacob goes a lot through in this film. I just feel like, wow, I feel like Jacob. I'm just watching this and just feeling the pain. Just, you know.
We are Jacob getting tortured in front of everyone, in front of all the characters.
And then Lally just meets Jacob, and Jacob has like I don't know if it's nervous breakdown. I could not remember what happened. He's like, I'm the pan. I am this pan. And I just couldn't stop laughing. You know, like he has this pan at the bakery, and then just like he compares himself to this pan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, I remember. I said this when we talked about the other films, but this franchise has a huge problem of bringing back characters for no good reason. Like the fact that we're following Newt and Jacob and Queenie at all past the first one is just pretty stupid, in all honesty. And I think in this film, they set this whole thing up where Queenie leaves and she joins Grindelwald. And at the beginning of this film, I want to point out that somebody mentions that it's been less than a year. It's been just over a year. Just over a year since the first film. So these three films, these three films take place in like a 2-year span. So we haven't even progressed that far, but you know, Queenie's already like, oh, I made a bad decision. She barely shows any reluctance to. There's a couple of scenes where she, you know, doesn't speak to Jacob, and then immediately she's like, oh, I want to come back, and we don't get to see that transition. Queenie and Jacob are there just because they are there.
That was the one frustrating bit I was about to say about like Queenie. There's no motivation or reluctance to join Grindelwald. She's just there to tell what characters are saying. There's one bit like Queenie as a character is like spoon feeding the audience, like, oh, you hate Dumbledore, like literally talking to Credence about like mind reading, and then just like, oh, you hate him very much, and he left you, and then didn't know that, and I'm just like, what? And then no reluctance, and then we just go and see Queenie just reunites with Jacob. Yay!
They get married at the end. Why?
In a bakery.
They have only just reunited, and we get this final scene where everybody, you know, is together and they're all happy and they're all like, you know what, we've done our job and it's time to retire. They bring Tina back. Everyone has a little wedding. This could have been.
Tina.
This could have been
Tina.
a really.
Yeah, we cannot forget Tina, guys.
Actually, John, we can forget Tina. The film does forget Tina. She's not in it at all. She's in it for 2 scenes. That ending could have genuinely been a really, really sweet way to end the third film, but it's not, because none of it is earned. None of it is.
No, nothing.
Yeah, the characters feel like they barely know each other. We are told about relationships instead of seeing them. It all feels so false.
The way that you said that was like, it feels so false. Like you just told that.
It does feel false, John. It's ridiculous. And I have to say, I hope this means that the fourth film will be a soft reboot, in the sense of the character story is over. Dumbledore at the end. And I have to say, the final shot gave me life. I loved it so much. They played one of the compositions from the first film. They had Dumbledore walking away on his own, and it was beautiful. There's a moment where Grindelwald at the end, after Dumbledore's defeated him, he says to Dumbledore, "Who's gonna love you now?" And it was so soul-crushing, because you see on Albus's face, who is gonna love me now? Genuinely, Grindelwald might have been the worst guy, but he is kind of all I've got. And that is shown because he's not part of the wedding. He walks away on his own at the end, and it was really good. And I think that in the next 2 films, if it's just if we get rid of Newt and Theseus and Jacob and Queenie and Tina and Lally and Bunty and all these fucking characters.
Bunty.
Yeah, right. There's so many to go through. We could genuinely save this franchise. We can still do it. If the next 2 are good, then that's 3 out of 5 films that are good. But if the next one's bad, then that's 3 out of 5 films that are bad. And there's no point. There's just no point. They need to save this, because they're still going to make it. This film would have to do really, really badly for them to not make it. And I don't think it will.
How well is it doing at the box office at the moment?
I literally have no idea. It hasn't come out in America yet, so I don't know if there'll be any information on it.
Oh my God. Oh, the weird bit was, they keep using the chilling, to keep coming back from the dead. That was a weird bit for motivation, to say that Grindelwald has a good soul. But the weird bit was when Grindelwald kills the Chillin, and then in the blood you can see the future. I don't know. It's not properly explained about Grindelwald seeing the future.
Grindelwald sees Dumbledore in the blood, and he sees Dumbledore again in a mirror. I don't know if that's supposed to mean that he's seeing the future or that he's just seeing Dumbledore everywhere he goes. There's a lot of reflection weirdness, Aberforth is getting messages from Credence in a mirror, and they're sending each other messages, and it's weird. And the whole Credence as a character is just baffling. So we meet he's dying apparently. Great. Just like Queenie, immediately as soon as we meet him, he's like, "Oh yeah, I actually don't like Grindelwald anymore." And he attacks Dumbledore once, and then he's fine. He's like, "Oh right, okay, well I'm a good guy now." We don't even see him meet his father. It just at the end, it just cuts to Credence on the ground, and
hey, you want to go home? You want to go home?
Exactly. They just leave. Credence doesn't die, and hey, they'll probably kill him off screen. After what's happened with Ezra Miller, they'll probably kill Credence off screen. But still, we don't get the moment where Aberforth is like, "I'm your father." They just skip it. Why even set that up at all? Just for the sake of a reveal. A terrible reveal, might I add.
There was no emotional connection. There was no emotional connection throughout the film. That was the most annoying bit. I just felt emotionless, nothing towards anything that was happening. This is the weirdest film I've ever watched, but it's so baffling. Oh, he was the guy who exonerated Grindelwald's crimes.
I don't know his name. His name's Bob or something.
Bob. Okay, so Bob, he looks almost like Mad Mikkelsen. And I thought it was Grindelwald all the time. Grindelwald was disguised as Bob.
Interesting. No,
I thought
apparently not.
I thought it was that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. But no, it was a bit jarring. There was so many pointless scenes. The film's pointless.
Yeah, it really is. The whole Berlin sequence is just another excuse to go to another country and stuff. And while I do think that Berlin, I like how it looks, I think that it looks a lot more distinct than Paris did. Paris just looked like another city, but I think they made Berlin look quite cool. Even though it is kind of dystopian, and I guess it does kind of seem very bleak, and I guess that's the point. One of the things I really, really loved was when Grindelwald came to Berlin, and everyone is like crowding around his car, and he comes out and everyone is swarming him, and you see how much they love him. You see these people would happily vote him into power. He's got all of this power and all this sway and all this following, and I loved it when they exonerated him and people began to like fire his symbol into the sky. And and Jacob, in the only thing that I liked about Jacob in this film is yelling like, this is wrong, he killed people. And it was terrifying. I genuinely think those scenes had like, you saw that the Grindelwald had sway in the government and the corruption. It felt like they were like, yes, Grindelwald is just Wizard Hitler, we all know this, but that is a really cool, interesting thing to explore. But they don't go any further with it. As I say, at the end, they just kind of like, he's just bad again, and they elect the true leader. It's like, what is even the point of setting this up and doing this just a little bit if you're then just gonna ignore it? It's annoying.
That whole sequence, oh my god, with Jacob using the wand to try to attack Grindelwald. The guy just went, assassin, and like, what? Okay.
That wasn't even he wasn't even like using his wand. That was Lally making the wand do spells. And why are we giving Jacob a wand at all? It's such a stupid thing. I don't even understand it.
There was this whole fight sequence, and then Jacob was about to talk to Queenie, but he didn't have the guts to do it. He was just like, oh, Queenie. Queenie.
He didn't have the stones.
He was using the wand to make some rain or something, and then he looks at Queenie, and then Queenie's like, nah, just walks away.
Yeah, like they don't do anything with that tension. Like that sets up some very interesting tension where Queenie doesn't want to speak to him and he still holds out hope, but she is like, she's completely gone over to the dark side, as it were. And then the next time they see each other, it's fine. She's just like, hey, I'm good now, but you can't tell anyone or whatever. It is just lazy, isn't it? It really is. And they have this whole thing where Karma, who is probably the most boring character on the face of the earth, he joins Grindelwald. Why? Because why not? He joins Grindelwald in this weird double agent thing where he barely does anything. Like, why is he infiltrating Grindelwald's organization at all? I don't even know. But he joins it, and there's this whole moment where like he faces off with Theseus and Lally, and it's like, oh my god, is he going to be on their side or the villain side? And he like defeats the villains. It's like, obviously he's going to be on their side, and they play it as this triumphant moment, but it isn't earned at all. He's just he's such a bad character.
I thought Callum was going to be something really interesting in this film, and everyone forgot the snake woman. I forgot her name.
Nagini.
She was at the end of the second one.
Yep.
And nothing in the third one.
There are so many characters this film just forgets about. And
then Bunty. And Bunty, of course, Bunty with the
most important character.
The Niffler. I just don't know what to do with this Niffler. It's just the most annoying character. Animal, beast, whatever. I just could not take it seriously. Like, every time I saw the Niffler on screen, I just wanted to walk out and just like, no more Niffler! Please. I just...
I have to say though, in terms of Bunty, the actor who plays Bunty is called Victoria Yates. So I mean, like,
wait, what's the name?
At least Victoria Yates.
Yates.
Yes.
Like it, as in like yeet. Like
it's not spelled that way, but yes, for all intents and purposes, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. But the actress who played Bunty did pretty good as Bunty, but the character was just, I don't know what...
She spends the whole time making copies of cases, so the whole third act can revolve around, oh, who has the case? Oh my god, is it Newt? No, it's obviously not Newt. Like, come on. It really was the most stupid thing, where it's like, again, it's all based off the Chillin' and like...
The Chillin'.
And the come on, keep it together. We can do this.
I can't keep it together with this stupid name.
They have 5 identical cases, John. They have to hide them, and there's no tension because it's obvious that the Bunty.
I just don't know why they need like 5 different cases. It just baffles me. Like, you could have done like a really cool way, like using the beast to like go through the Chillin'. I hate the Chillin' concept. I really hate the Chillin' concept so much. I don't know. Newt's case gets disintegrated.
No.
No.
But the Niffler. No. They killed the Niffler.
Not the Niffler, and then that balloon beast thing. No, and Frank. I forgot about Frank.
No, Frank's in Arizona, John. They let him out at the end of the first film, remember?
Did he? Oh, in Arizona. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Oh no, and then Bunty.
What? You mean the character who we haven't seen in ages? She's the what? Like the only like they show all 4 cases apart from Bunty's. It was so painfully obvious that she was gonna like. They are just cramming in characters and doing stuff with characters for no reason, and I don't understand it. Let's talk about all the characters they just forgot about.
Please do.
Where's Nagini? I don't even know.
Exactly. I was about to say she was kind of lit to the key to that, like with Credence and nothing. She was such a waste character.
It's such a weird thing that they just kind of dropped her like that. Nicholas Flamel didn't do anything with him.
Oh, yeah. And that whole concept of Nicholas, like, who was he talking to in that book?
Lally, that was Lally.
Oh.
Yeah, that was Lally. They don't even address it. Lally is another character who is terrible. They tell us that she's this great charmer and that, she knows Tina and she knows like all this stuff. And she doesn't do that much. Like she does some interesting spells, but it's not interesting.
Oh my God. I even hate this film even more. I don't know if it's that possible.
Oh, John, there's more characters they forgot about. Every single member of the British Ministry of Magic from the first film, forgotten about. The weird bounty hunter guy, they forgot about him. The guy in Grindelwald's forces who can change his appearance.
Oh yeah.
The whole opening of Crimes of Grindelwald was about Grindelwald getting the guy who can change his face. He's not even in this one. What happened to him? Lita is mentioned twice. You don't get to see Theseus's anger, his guilt, and his regret and his pain. Like, where is any of that?
I wanted to see that, like how much pain he was through. No, he was just like, hey, I don't know what happened.
He's captured. He's got a swivel. You got to swivel, John. You got to swivel.
Oh my God.
You got to swivel, and the crabs will swivel with you. It's beautiful. It's a great moment. They just did.
And
they wanted to do the mating dance again.
And there's so many scenes that's just the whole film's unnecessary. But the one bit that just made me sad was how much Jude Law was carrying this film.
Oh, he really was.
He was just playing it so well as Dumbledore. But there was so many weird lines in this film. But there's one, the other one with Jacob, like saying, I am the pen. And then Lally, she just like says, Dumbledore has a brother?
Yeah, it's this weird like there's a lot of like weird jokes that are just like, okay, I guess. But like Jude Law, you're right, he's really doing his best, and his best is like so good. I like how he honors both versions of Dumbledore in his accent. He has a little bit of Irish for Michael Gambon. He has like that kind of twinkle in Richard Harris's eyes. It's great. But I do have to say,
and
like,
the personality as well.
Yes, absolutely. But I do have to say there is this scene where he explains to Newt what happened with his sister. He tells Newt about Ariana, and she developed an obscurus, and he might have been the one who killed her. It's a really haunting moment, and it's really beautiful. But they shoot it in wide shots and mid shots. Like, where's the close-ups, dude? You want to show us the emotion of Dumbledore. Why are you shooting it like this? He spends half the time with his back to Newt. Like, what is this filmmaking, dude? Like, come on. Like, you want to show Dumbledore's pain? Show us his pain. Like, please, Jesus.
Everything was atrocious. Like the cinematography, oh my God, I just could not focus what's happening half the time. I was in the super screen, for God's sake. I was just like
really
watching. Yeah. And like I was just watching, and then the cinematography was just like, nope, we're not doing that today. We're just gonna focus on Albus Dumbledore's back. Oh yeah.
It's a beautiful back. Let's give him credit where it's due. It's a wonderful back, but come on, it really was lazy. And there are some like really genuinely good like emotions. I mentioned the beginning and the end, and I really liked the scene where Credence attacks Dumbledore. But it kind of does just begin and end though. Like they kind of have this fight in the Illuminator universe, and he's like, "Hey, Credence, you're a Dumbledore, but you're not my brother." And then it ends. It's like, okay, cool. Why is Credence believing everyone? Like you could walk up to Credence and be like, Credence, you're a dog. And he'd be like, what? Really? Like he believes everyone. Like, why? Come on.
And then Credence like stands up against Grindelwald.
Yeah.
And then I just felt like, oh, he's finally standing up. I mean, he's kind of dying, but he's standing up again.
Yeah, why is everyone believing him? He's like, hey, he's wrong, and all the people are like, oh my god, it's like, why are you believing him? He's dying. He's literally looks like dead Snape. Like, come on, guys. It's just a plethora of missed opportunities, and there's this horrible moment where the Chillin bows to Dumbledore. Excuse me? Dumbledore is not pure of heart.
I'm so confused.
The whole point of Deathly Hallows, the book, the whole point of how that depicts Dumbledore is realizing that Dumbledore isn't this great man, that really he was quite horrible in the way that he used people for his own gain and even for the gain of other people. He even admits it in this film that he's not perfect. And it's really basic just to have the Chillin bow to him. It was really disappointing.
It just feels so much pain now, and just like, okay, as you said about the color palette of the film was just dark. Nothing. It was just dark and nothing to offer. You know what's the sad bit? This film has one moment that actually cares about Hufflepuff.
Yeah, it does have one moment where he says 10 points to Hufflepuff. Well done. Well done, Dumbledore. As a Hufflepuff myself, I did not feel seen.
How many times does Hufflepuff get mentioned in the entire series?
Probably less than 20. It's not like, it's pretty... in the films, at least, it's pretty weak, but...
Oh my god!
All the Hogwarts stuff was so pandering. It was like, hey, remember this? Remember this? Remember this? Like, yes, I do remember this, and I can watch or read the Harry Potter films and books whenever I want. I want to watch Fantastic Beasts. I want you to tell me this new story. You've presented me with so many interesting ideas, and they're not executed well. And I just wonder to myself, can the next two films fix it if they're made?
No.
I genuinely hope so. Like we're gonna have to watch them either way. So, and I do hope that they are good. What are you gonna give this film out of 10?
0. 1.
Whoa!
I don't know.
No.
1. I'm gonna give it a 1. I'm sorry. I just felt it's like watching a dead horse getting beaten. I don't know what's the phrase.
No. Wait. So is this your least favorite then of the 3?
Yes.
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with 3 out of 10. Which
okay. That's.
It's not. I don't think it's as bad as Crimes of Grindelwald, only because there are genuinely good scenes with Dumbledore and Grindelwald.
Okay.
I love the wizard Nazi metaphor that they're kind of going for. The comparisons, I think those are really interesting. And when Grindelwald kind of like is exonerated, I think that's a really nice sequence. But I mean, I hope the next one's good because I can't do 2 more like this. Like, please, God, does this fix the franchise? Not at all. This is a step in the wrong... I mean, it's a step slightly in the right direction. Only slightly, though. The fact that they could totally leave Newt Scamander alone, finally, is good for me. Because I'm tired of Newt Scamander. Please, let him lie. Please. And they need to let somebody else direct it. Because the direction is so boring. And if this film was well shot, this could have been at least a 5 out of 10. And that is a lot more positive than the CGI tosh that we saw in this film.
The reason why I'm giving it 1 out of 10, all the performances that were so good by Jude Law and the music as well. So yeah, but everything, it was just story, character, cinematography, narrative. Oh, the narrative is just so boring. Like the Chillin', if I just hear the Chillin' one more time.
Maybe we never have to see a Chillin' ever again or hear about a Chillin'. Let's just leave Chillins alone. But I have good news. We don't have to talk about these films for at least 2 more years, and that's a good thing. Let's just forget about everything.
Yeah.
Because next week, Sonic the Hedgehog, a fun film. That's actually exciting.
I'm actually excited for as well. Sonic 2. Yeah.
So we're going to be doing Sonic the Hedgehog next week, Sonic 2 the week after that, and then we're going to roll into Doctor Strange, and we're going to leave Fantastic Beasts way behind us until the next one. So yeah, thank you for listening. I hope somebody out there enjoyed this film, because I didn't.
I didn't as well. I saw it with my sister, and then after she was like, "Oh, that was all right." Meanwhile, I was just like sulking. I was just like, I did not want to look anywhere from that film.
Did you get a poster, John? Did you get a poster? Did you get an exclusive poster?
No, I walked over And I said, they got rid of the Sonic. They got rid of Sonic 2! And I was just like, no!
They got rid of the Sonic ones in favor of 1,000 of these Secrets of Dumbledore ones. If you did enjoy listening to us ramble about this film, please give it a like. If you want to see more, because we talked about the other two Fantastic Beasts films, we talked about Morbius, we talked about Turning Red, we talked about many new films recently.
Oh my god!
Hey, Fantastic Beasts was better than Morbius. I'll say that much.
Okay. I agree. I actually did have some kind of fun watching the first one of Fantastic Beasts,
but like if you see, if you want to see more, consider supporting us and subscribing. And if you want to ask us anything about Secrets of Dumbledore or just films in general, or just tell us your thoughts and things, you can email us ousetimefilmpod@gmail.com and we'll reply on the podcast. What?
I'm just like thinking about what questions they're going to ask us. Like, what aspect of the film did you like? I'm just like Dumbledore, and that's it.
John, no one sends us emails. I don't think you have to worry about that. But you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well, at Our Time Film Pod. And yeah, next week's Sonic. So yeah. All right.
Let's
hibernate for a week. I need to. It's my birthday on Wednesday. I'll be happy sometimes. I want to die. I want to die.
Thank you for listening. We've been through a lot of pain over the last few months, but we thoroughly enjoyed the Batman. So if you want to listen to us like being very positive, go listen to that. We're not negative all the time, but yeah, do subscribe. Be safe. Take what you're given.
Give nothing back.
Goodbye.
Bye.